This is the Cedar Avenue viaduct that crosses over top of the Cedar Avenue and more importantly, Highway 99.
This bridge is arguably the most visible piece of high-speed rail construction in California.
I think it's, for people who drive by here on 99, it's their first glimpse of high-speed rail becoming a reality here in Fresno.
High-Speed Rail Authority outgoing CEO Jeff Morales says this viaduct is one of the project's tallest points in the Central Valley.
We're about 50, 60 feet up here on this, and where we're standing is where the track will be. We'll have 2 tracks running right here.
On those tracks, trains capable of hitting 200 miles an hour. And when they reach Fresno, they'll end up here.
This will be the first high-speed rail station, not only in California, but in the U.S.
Builders envision a blend of history and high tech with the conversion of this 100-year-old Southern Pacific depot.
We'll have designers who figure out how to do that and take advantage of this old historic structure, but tying it in with the new.
Backers believe the new station could breathe new life into downtown Fresno.
It's bringing downtown alive again, and I think it's going to attract more customers.
With the $20 million Fulton Street project wrapping up and other redevelopment projects planned, some residents see the high-speed rail as a major economic boost.
I hope that some of the new renovations will bring across more business to the little shops here that need traffic coming in and out.
And once trains are up and running, those customers could come from far outside the Central Valley.
Today it takes about 3.5 to 4 hours to get to Silicon Valley driving, which is pretty much the only way you can get there. It'll be about 45, 50 minutes on the train. That's just a game changer for this area.
Morales estimates all this construction will create 1,000 jobs across 11 Central Valley sites, with 80% of the workers coming from the Central Valley. Fresno Chamber of Commerce CEO Nathan Ali says many area workers are already on the payroll.
They're building trestles and bridges and doing all the initial groundwork where they start to lay track between here and Madera, and those construction jobs are already underway.
And there are even more jobs down the road for whichever city gets the high-speed rail's big maintenance facility.
That would mean thousands of jobs. Those are good, well-paying construction and maintenance type jobs, and we're hoping to hear about that by the end of the year.
If everything stays on schedule, the first trains will roll out in 2025, offering service from San Jose through the Central Valley. By 2029, the High-Speed Rail Authority expects to be running from San Francisco down to Los Angeles and Anaheim. Eventually, High-Speed Rail wants to see 12 trains running each hour. That is the vision, the bright future promised and promoted by backers of California's high-speed system. But there are some questions.
Right, of course, that sounds great. Nice to see economic development, a lot of people being put to work, but also we know there are concerns.
There are, yeah. Not everyone is on board. There is another side to the high-speed rail story, and critics worry about the cost, and people in the path of the project are losing land, homes, and businesses, and some of them are fighting back. The vision, making it by train from the Bay Area to Southern California, and what might amount to the blink of an eye.
Top speed we're designing for to be 220 miles an hour. We won't do that everywhere, obviously, but trains will go as fast as 220, which is right at the leading edge of what's being done anywhere in the world.
The reality slowly coming into focus as construction intensifies across the Central Valley.
We've got, and we're still very much in the ramp-up period of construction. Got 11 major sites underway, and that's going to multiply over the coming months and years.
And in order to do so, the High-Speed Rail Authority needs land, lots of it. As of mid-April, in the Central Valley alone, High-Speed Rail required the purchase of 1,711 pieces of land, with 1,118 purchased so far. Of those, 454 resulted in eminent domain suits. Some have been settled. Others are still being negotiated. Among those taking on the state, farmer John Toss.
Governor Brown is bent on doing this, and so it's a tug-of-war. It's a tug-of-war. Who's going to outlast who? I'm sure the government's going to outlast individual people, but we're going to try.
The rope John and the state tussle over seems to be shortening, at least on his end.
Originally, they were going to take 6 parcels, and then it was 7, and last week we found out that they want another one. So now they're taking 8 different parcels.
Those parcels filled with fruits and nuts range in size from just a half acre to 40 acres.
On most of these properties where the rail's coming through, is going through on an angle, and it just dissects the property. It's like the rail going through your home. You know, you'd cut your house in half, and that's pretty hard to manage, and that's what's happening to us.
In Elisa Gomez's case, high-speed rail doesn't figure to divide her home. It figures to take it, all of it, and then some.
Our kids probably see us as we're having conversations about this and seeing us like this. You know, they're going through it too.
The Gomez family stands to lose their 2-acre lot in Corcoran, fit with a separate workshop and room for livestock, anchored by this 3,400 square foot, 6-bedroom, 4-bathroom home.
And then the appraisal that they gave us for the home, all the improvements we made, and the shop was $4,000 more. So it was pretty frustrating.
At some point, the family of 6 will have to move, but Elisa says the relocation offers don't begin to compare.
They're giving us offers on homes that are in subdivisions on like a quarter of an acre. Where are we going to build a shop? Where are we going to keep our animals? And so we feel that the relocation offers that they have given us aren't comparable at all.
So like John, Elisa's fight plays out in court with a resolution that's still out of reach.
We have been to court probably 5 times, 2 in our case and 3 where they're taking us to court. And I don't feel like we're any closer today than we were a year and a half ago.
The state has already spent more than $3 billion on high-speed rail. Buying the land and making this rail system work could cost upwards of $64 billion.
There's so much to see with all this. It's nice to, you know, really see in person how it affects people's lives. This is the governor's pet project. We know that. Is he still as optimistic as he was in the beginning?
Yeah, he says he's as optimistic as ever. We spoke with the governor recently. He said that as more jobs are created and as the reality becomes more tangible, support will grow.